I want to talk to you about something I learned from the teachings of the beloved Padre Pio. He was a man of great wisdom and love, and his words always brought comfort and guidance to many of us. One of the things he always taught us was the importance of caring for each other and ourselves, especially in times of difficulty. Imagine a moment of great darkness, a global blackout, where the light and energy we depend on are no longer available. Padre Pio always said that in times of crisis, the best thing to do is to stay at home. Staying at home is a way to protect yourself and others. It is an act of love and care. Padre Pio believed that our homes are sanctuaries, places where we can connect with God and find peace and security. He also spoke about the importance of being prepared, not just spiritually, but also in practical terms. In times of darkness, it is essential to have in our homes certain foods that sustain us and keep us healthy. Padre Pio had a special fondness for some fruits that, according to him, should not be missing in our homes. Fruits are gifts from God, full of nutrients that strengthen the body and soul. For example, Padre Pio often mentioned apples. They are symbols of health and longevity. Having apples at home is having a source of energy and vitality. Another important fruit is the banana. Rich in potassium, bananas help keep our body in balance and provide quick energy, something that can be very necessary during a blackout. Oranges should not be missing either. Padre Pio highly valued the vitamin C present in oranges, as it strengthens the immune system. In times of uncertainty, maintaining our health is essential, and oranges are an excellent way to do that. We must not forget grapes, small but powerful. They are rich in antioxidants and can be an excellent source of energy and nutrients. Padre Pio always reminded us to be grateful for the blessings we receive, even in difficult times. He encouraged us to see each challenge as an opportunity to strengthen our faith and our connection with God. Staying at home during a global blackout is not just a safety measure, it is also a time for reflection and prayer. It is an opportunity to be with our loved ones, to take care of each other, and to renew our faith. Remembering Padre Pio's words, it is also important to recognize the role of the community in times of crisis. Even if we are physically separated, solidarity and mutual support cannot be forgotten. Padre Pio always emphasized the power of collective prayer, even if done individually in our homes. He said that when we pray together, even at a distance, we create a network of love and protection that strengthens and unites us. Another valuable lesson that Padre Pio shared was about the importance of patience and unwavering faith. During a global blackout, it can be easy to fall into despair or fear. However, he reminded us that God never abandons us. Even in the darkest hours, his light is with us, guiding our steps. Keeping this faith alive in our hearts is essential to overcome any difficulty. Padre Pio also encouraged us to use this time of forced seclusion as an opportunity to connect more deeply with our spirituality. He recommended daily moments of meditation and reflection, reading the scriptures, or simply talking to God in prayer. This practice not only strengthens our faith, but also helps us find calm and clarity amid chaos. As for maintaining physical health, in addition to consuming the mentioned fruits, Padre Pio believed in the importance of a balanced diet and healthy habits. During a blackout, it may be a challenge to maintain a varied diet, but he encouraged us to do the best with what we have. Preparing simple yet nutritious meals is a way to care for the body that God has given us. He always said that caring for the body is a way to honor the Creator. And of course, rest should not be neglected. Padre Pio knew the importance of sleep and rest for the body and mind's recovery. In times of stress and uncertainty, ensuring that we have adequate sleep is crucial to maintaining our health and well-being. He reminded us that a rested body is stronger and more capable of facing adversity. Another thing Padre Pio taught is the value of small acts of kindness. Even in isolation, we can find ways to help others. A phone call to an elderly neighbor, a message of support to a friend, or sharing food and supplies with those in need. These actions reflect the love and compassion he always preached. In terms of communication, a blackout can cut off our usual means of contact with the outside world. Padre Pio would encourage us to have a communication plan in place, such as battery-powered emergency radios or portable chargers, to keep our mobile devices functional for longer. He would also highlight the importance of staying calm and not succumbing to panic, trusting that God will give us the strength to overcome each challenge. Life without electricity reminds us of the simplicity and traditional practices that have been forgotten over time. Padre Pio would encourage us to use this time to disconnect from modern distractions and reconnect with our deeper roots and values. Reading books, sharing stories with family, praying together and spending more time in contemplation are ways to enrich our spiritual lives and strengthen family bonds. Padre Pio would also talk about the importance of keeping the spirit of community alive, even when we are isolated in our homes. He would encourage us to check on our neighbours, especially the most vulnerable, such as the elderly and those with health issues. Offering help and support, even from a distance, is a way to demonstrate the Christian love that he so cherished. During the blackout, we may find time for activities that are normally neglected due to the fast pace of modern life. Padre Pio would encourage us to use this time for introspection and personal growth. It can be an opportunity to learn new skills, such as cooking simple and nutritious meals, or to develop a hobby that does not depend on electricity, like gardening or reading. Prayer and meditation would be essential during a blackout. Padre Pio always emphasized the power of prayer, especially in times of adversity. He would remind us that prayer is not just a way to ask for help, but also a means to give thanks for blessings and seek inner peace. Praying together as a family can strengthen bonds and bring a sense of unity and hope. Experiencing life without electricity can teach us to appreciate the little things in life more. Padre Pio would encourage us to enjoy the simplicity and beauty of the world around us, the glow of the stars without the interference of artificial lights, the sound of nature without the constant noise of technology. These moments of quiet can be deeply restorative and help us cultivate a deeper gratitude for God's creation. Padre Pio would also remind us that a blackout can be a call to reflect on our impact on the planet and consider ways to live more sustainably. He would encourage us to think about how we can reduce our energy consumption and be more mindful of our daily habits, promoting a lifestyle that respects and preserves the environment. Beyond the spiritual dimension, Padre Pio also valued the importance of solidarity and mutual care. In times of crisis like a blackout, he would encourage us to be attentive to the needs of others and offer help where we can. This might include sharing resources, providing emotional support, or simply being there for those who need support. Padre Pio also taught about the importance of perseverance and unwavering trust in God, even when circumstances seem discouraging. He often said that true faith is tested in the storms of life, and it is in these times that we discover our inner strength and our ability to endure with faith and hope. During a blackout, it's natural to feel anxiety and uncertainty about the future. Padre Pio would encourage us not to succumb to fear, but to trust in divine providence and seek the inner peace that only God can provide. He would remind us that every challenge we face is an opportunity to grow in virtue and to draw closer to God. A practical aspect that Padre Pio would highlight is the importance of resource management during a blackout. He would encourage us to use our food and supplies wisely, avoiding waste and sharing with others whenever possible. Generosity and caring for the less fortunate are values that he deeply valued and reminded us to practice at all times, especially in times of crisis. Furthermore, Padre Pio taught about the importance of maintaining a positive and hopeful attitude, even in the face of difficulties. He often said that joy is a Christian virtue and that we should always seek the good, even in the most challenging circumstances. Finding reasons to be grateful and celebrating life, even in tough times, is a way to bear witness to our faith and hope in God. For those facing a global blackout, Padre Pio would be a source of inspiration and comfort. His life and teachings are a testament to the transformative power of faith and God's love. He reminds us that, even in the darkest moments, we can find light and hope through our connection with the divine and our commitment to living a life of virtue and service to others. Padre Pio would also remind us of the importance of using the time of a global blackout to strengthen family and community ties. He deeply valued the unity of the family as a reflection of divine love and a source of mutual support. During a time of crisis like a blackout, he would encourage us to spend more time together at home, sharing stories, praying as a family, and strengthening the bonds that unite us. Moreover, Padre Pio taught about the virtue of patience and perseverance. Amid uncertainty and the disruption of our usual routines, he would remind us that each challenge is an opportunity to grow in virtue and to trust in God's will. He would encourage us to accept difficulties with serenity and to continue persevering, knowing that God is with us at all times. In terms of practical preparation, Padre Pio would encourage us to always be ready to face adversities with wisdom and prudence. He would remind us of the importance of having basic supplies at home, such as non-perishable foods, potable water, and essential medicines. He also valued spiritual preparation, encouraging us to strengthen our life of prayer and to trust in divine providence to meet all our needs. Padre Pio also taught about the importance of living in the present moment and trusting in God for the future. He said that anxiety and worry only distance us from inner peace and trust in God. In times of a global blackout, he would encourage us to cultivate an attitude of trust and serenity, trusting that God will guide us through all difficulties and sustain us with his grace. Furthermore, Padre Pio reminded us of the importance of maintaining a life of gratitude and praise to God, even in difficult times. He taught that gratitude is a virtue that helps us recognize the blessings we receive every day, even amid adversities. He would encourage us to find reasons to be thankful and to celebrate the small joys of life, even during a global blackout. Padre Pio emphasized the importance of humility and trust in God. In times of a global blackout where we may feel vulnerable and uncertain about the future, he would remind us to trust in divine providence and to humble ourselves before God. He taught that humility paves the way to receiving God's grace and strengthens us to face difficulties with serenity and inner peace. Additionally, Padre Pio would encourage us not just to seek spiritual comfort for ourselves, but also to be a light for others. He taught that our actions and attitudes can inspire and strengthen those around us, especially in times of crisis. During a global blackout, he would encourage us to be examples of faith, hope, and charity, offering help and support where we can. Padre Pio also reminded us of the importance of cultivating a life of simplicity and detachment from material goods. In a blackout, where modern comfort may be temporarily lost, he would encourage us to find true wealth in our relationship with God and in meaningful relationships. He taught that true happiness does not come from material possessions, but from inner peace and closeness with God. In practical terms, Padre Pio valued prudence and careful planning. During a global blackout, he would encourage us to be prudent in using our limited resources, avoiding waste, and sharing generously with others. He would remind us that caring for the less fortunate and community sharing are concrete expressions of the Christian love that he so fervently preached. Furthermore, Padre Pio taught about the importance of perseverance in prayer. In times of uncertainty and difficulty, he would remind us to turn constantly to God in prayer, seeking his guidance and comfort. He taught that prayer is a source of spiritual strength that sustains and guides us through all adversities. Finally, Padre Pio would leave us with the message that, even amid the challenges of a global blackout, God is always present and attentive to our needs. He taught that true faith gives us the courage and hope to face any challenge life presents. With his wisdom and example, he inspires us to live a life of faith, trust, and love, always seeking God's will in all circumstances. Inspired by the teachings of Padre Pio, let us face the challenges of a global blackout with faith and courage. This period of darkness is not merely a physical absence of light, but a test of our inner strength and spiritual resilience. As we navigate through these challenging times, let's remember the lessons of simplicity, community, and faith that Padre Pio emphasized. He would remind us that in the quiet of a blackout, we can find a unique opportunity for introspection and connection with the divine. Without the usual distractions of daily life, we can focus more on our spiritual practices, deepen our prayers, and strengthen our relationships with those around us. This can be a time to rediscover the joys of simple living, engaging in meaningful conversations, enjoying nature's beauty, and reconnecting with our families. Padre Pio also understood the importance of community support during hard times. He taught that no one should feel alone or isolated, regardless of the circumstances. We should reach out to others with compassion and assistance, ensuring that everyone has the necessary support to weather the storm. Whether it's checking on neighbors, sharing resources, or simply offering a listening ear, these acts of kindness embody the Christian values Padre Pio lived by. Furthermore, Padre Pio's commitment to hope and perseverance serves as a beacon during a blackout. He believed that with faith, no obstacle is insurmountable. We are encouraged to keep hope alive, maintain a positive outlook, and trust that this challenge will eventually pass. Remembering his words, let us use this time to cultivate patience, fortitude, and a deeper appreciation for the blessings we often take for granted. The blackout, while daunting, also offers a moment to reflect on our environmental impact and the ways we can contribute to a more sustainable future. Padre Pio's teachings remind us of our responsibility to care for God's creation thoughtfully and respectfully. This can be a time to plan how we might reduce our energy use, waste less, and live more harmoniously with nature once the lights come back on. In terms of practical advice, Padre Pio would stress the importance of preparedness. This includes not only stocking up on essentials like food, water, and medical supplies, but also preparing our minds and spirits. We should view this time as an opportunity to strengthen our faith, reaffirm our commitments, and emerge from the blackout stronger and more connected to our spiritual values. Padre Pio's teachings also extend to the way we handle the emotional and psychological challenges of a blackout. He would advise us to manage our stress through prayer, meditation, and the supportive networks we build with family and friends. These practices not only help alleviate anxiety, but also reinforce the spiritual and communal ties that sustain us in any crisis. Lastly, let us remember that each moment of hardship is also an opportunity for growth. Padre Pio taught that trials are not just obstacles, but chances to grow closer to God and to refine our character. As we face the darkness of a blackout, let his teachings guide us toward light and wisdom, helping us to see beyond the immediate difficulties to the profound lessons and blessings they hold. As we move through the challenges of a global blackout, inspired by Padre Pio's enduring spirit, it's essential to recognize that such times call not only for self-preservation, but also for an active expression of our faith through service. He always emphasized the virtue of charity, reminding us that in giving we receive and in comforting others we find comfort ourselves. This blackout provides a powerful reminder of our interconnectedness and the strength we derive from communal support. During this period of enforced stillness and quiet, let us also cherish the opportunity it presents for spiritual renewal and deeper communion with God. Padre Pio believed in the sanctity of solitude as a gateway to divine conversation. By embracing the silence left in the absence of usual noise and distractions, we can engage in more profound prayer and meditation, drawing closer to God and gaining the spiritual fortitude to handle whatever challenges come our way. Moreover, as we adjust to life without electricity, we can rediscover the wisdom of simpler living that Padre Pio so often highlighted. This is a time to revisit old practices that require neither electricity nor digital connectivity: reading, writing, handcrafting, and gardening. These activities not only pass the time productively, but also help us reconnect with traditional skills that bring a sense of accomplishment and joy. In this context, Padre Pio's teachings on the value of community engagement become even more relevant. Even if physical distancing is necessary, we can still support each other emotionally and spiritually. Sharing resources, offering moral support, and maintaining communication through whatever means available are all ways to keep the community spirit alive. Padre Pio often spoke of the power of unity and collective prayer to overcome any adversity. His teachings also guide us in maintaining a balanced perspective during crises. While it's natural to experience fear and uncertainty during a blackout, Padre Pio would counsel us to focus on God's eternal light, which never dims. This perspective helps us to see beyond the temporary inconveniences and recognize the blackout as an opportunity to strengthen our trust in God and reaffirm our commitment to living a life guided by divine principles. Additionally, the challenges of a blackout can lead us to innovate and find new solutions to everyday problems. Padre Pio was a proponent of practical wisdom combined with spiritual insight. He might suggest using this time to learn more about sustainable living practices or to devise ways to reduce our future reliance on non-renewable energy sources, thus turning a crisis into a learning opportunity that benefits us and the planet. Furthermore, Padre Pio's focus on the joy of giving and the importance of gratitude can transform our experience of the blackout. By focusing on what we can give rather than what we lack, and by expressing gratitude for what we still have, we cultivate a positive atmosphere that lifts our spirits and those of people around us. This attitude is infectious and can significantly alter the mood of an entire community. turning hardship into a shared journey of hope and mutual support. In conclusion, as we navigate the darkness of a global blackout, let the teachings of Padre Pio illuminate our path. His life was a testament to the power of faith, hope, and charity in overcoming any darkness. Let us draw on his wisdom to not only endure this challenge, but to emerge from it with a renewed spirit, a deeper connection to our community, and a stronger commitment to our values. May this time of trial become a profound time of grace, where the absence of physical light leads us to discover the brighter light of God's presence and love, guiding us ever onward.